This program is brought to you by the Region 9 Economic Development District, serving Southwest Colorado for 30 years.
Thanks for watching Durango TV News. I'm Wendy Graham-Settle. The City of Durango has proposed more amendments to the city code to severely restrict where and for how long homeless residents can shelter on city property. But the proposed changes already face a challenge from the National Law Center on Homelessness and Poverty and the American Civil Liberties Union of Colorado. The two civil rights organizations sent a letter to the Durango City Council on November 30th calling the proposed ordinance unconstitutionally cruel, a violation of due process, and discriminatory towards people with disabilities. If adopted, the proposed amendments would prohibit homeless residents from camping on all city property with the exception of city-owned open space and trails. Even then, campers will be allowed to shelter overnight only between sunset and sunrise, and they must remove their belongings from the campsites daily. The civil rights organizations called the city's approach to homelessness counterproductive and harmful and causes significant human suffering, including the loss of property needed to help unhoused Durango residents survive the frigid winter months. The city also has proposed to prohibit camping, sheltering, or sleeping in recreational vehicles in any city right-of-way or public property. The city's resistance towards establishing a permanent area for homeless campers has become a point of contention between the City of Durango and La Plata County. During a joint work session last month, the commissioners showed clear irritation with the city's reluctance to establish a permanent camp after promising to do so last spring. Last year, La Plata County Sheriff Sean Smith had allowed homeless residents to camp on county land adjacent to the Durango Tech Center because he recognized that the region offered insufficient shelter space and that ticketing homeless people for camping when they had nowhere else to go was unconstitutional. Then, in May, as drought conditions increased the danger of wildfire, the City Council asked the county to close the camp and promised to provide an alternative. When the 416 fire erupted on June 1st, all public lands in the region were closed, and the homeless were evacuated to an emergency shelter at Escalante Middle School. After the evacuation center closed, the city offered a temporary campsite adjacent to Greenmount Cemetery, but required campers to break down their tents and leave every morning. The onerous requirement drove most campers back into the woods, and the city closed the temporary camp without providing an alternative. At the joint study session last month, Smith told commissioners and city councilors that homeless are camping once again at the tech center and in the woods surrounding the city. But this time around, they're camping without the self-governance they had established last year. And sheriff's deputies are back to picking up trash and policing bad behavior. Right before Thanksgiving, deputies attempted to chase campers off the tech center site to force them to shelter on city open space. They've been only partially successful, and campers still remain in the woods. The Law Center and ACLU urged the city to commit to meaningful, sensible, and humane policy reform that will end homelessness. And the city can start, they noted, by authorizing areas where unhoused people can stay both at night and during the day and can securely store their belongings. Without such stability, they noted, Durango is merely perpetuating the very problem that it's trying to address. Go to our website at durangotv.com to read the ACLU letter for yourself, or visit communitycompassionoutreach.com. While the City of Durango considers an ordinance that effectively bans the homeless from camping anywhere but a city open space, a local advocacy group is offering direct support to homeless residents. Community Compassion Outreach is setting up a coffee station from 12:30 to 2:30 every Saturday in Schneider Park to provide warm drinks, canned foods, and camping supplies directly to homeless residents. Volunteers hope the station will become a drop-off point for donations that will go directly to homeless campers.
So this can include warm clothing, socks, shoes, tarps, duct tape, gloves, sleeping bags, things of those manner. And you can also check in with me for a list of donated items. So they can donate that, they could donate food, or they could donate their time.
If you'd like to drop off camping supplies, food, or other donations on Saturday, visit communitycompassionoutreach.com. I'm Wendy Graham for Durango TV News.